I am so fucking glad that student loan debt is crushing the mainstream college educational system into the fucking ground, baby. And that might seem like a horrible thing to be glad about, but here's why. For far too long, corrupt educational institutions, otherwise known as colleges, have cared more about accumulating green pieces of paper called money than they have actually cared about true intelligence, fostering true intellectual innovation. For far too long, these regurgitation factories, known as college, have shamed people who didn't go through their dumb system by labeling them dropouts in an attempt to justify getting more and more people to shuffle onto their fucking conveyor belts. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we have a student loan debt crisis that is crushing the lives of many students who went to college. It's also potentially going to crush the economy. And I have talked and interviewed economic experts, college-educated economic experts, by the way, in case you don't trust anybody who doesn't have a degree because you don't have the critical thinking capacities to judge and analyze what a person is saying, so you fall for the authority fallacy, and you only trust what a person says if they have a fucking credential attached to their fucking name. I've spoken to a college-educated economics professor, and he told me that the similarities between the student debt crisis and the 2008 housing mortgage loan crisis are stunningly similar. There's so many similarities. In 2008, we had the mortgage crisis that initiated what some argue the Great Recession, and the economy struggled and people lost their jobs, and it was a big fucking chaotic mess. Some economists argue that the student loan debt crisis mirrors the housing crisis in the key economic points that determine whether or not a coming economic collapse is on the verge. And some say that there is a student loan bubble, and when that bubble pops, the way the housing market bubble popped in 2008, prepare for glory, ladies and gentlemen. Bad shit's gonna happen. So the way I see it, I kind of think of it like karma. The fact that of all the industries to suffer and be at the catalyst of a coming financial meltdown, it is no coincidence that the industry that's being targeted is college. Is the college industry, because that's what it's become. The college industry, for far too long now, hasn't been about true intelligence. Instead, it's been about a bunch of insecure, pathetic fucks going into college to get a piece of paper called the degree so they can wave it around in everybody else's face and say, see, I'm smart. It's basically just something they use to immunize themselves from other people questioning their intelligence. And of course, we really get into the argument about whether or not intelligence equals regurgitation. It doesn't. Now, is there value in learning and other geniuses' intellectual discoveries? Is there value in sitting in a classroom, opening a textbook, and memorizing something that a true genius from 200 or 2,000 years ago came up with? Absolutely. I am not opposed to learning things. But I am opposed to these accreditation institutions, otherwise known as colleges and universities, whose sole purpose is to ameliorate people's intellectual insecurities by giving them a fucking college fucking degree so they could wave it around and say, look, I'm smart. Don't have a deep intellectual debate. Don't critically think. Just wave the fucking degree like a wand. And you think about how deeply pathetic and insecure a person must be to engage in that kind of shit. Now, I'm not saying that every college is bad, and I'm not saying that every student is an idiot. There are a lot of smart people in college, okay? But I am saying, holy good God, who is this supermodel? Woo! Sorry! Hey, that's not supposed to happen. Hot girls are never supposed to be waiting at bus stops. I call this the ugly woman bus stop phenomenon. You never see pretty girls at a bus stop because the pretty girls have so many benefits. She looked pretty cute actually, so I'm surprised. Anyways, whatever. So, I'm glad, and I see this as karma. The coming college implosion is karma, baby. Karma from what can really amount to nothing more than an evil system. Not entirely, but to a large degree an evil system. Karma, baby.
Success without school. Think outside the classroom. My new book shatters the matrix of the school system, exposing the brainwashing done to you and illuminating the path to success. From the truth about intelligence to surviving in a fast-paced, unprecedented economic era,